When?
Hi. Today I want to talk about a topic that a lot of my clients aren't crazy about. And this is called selfish versus self-worth. Most people will come and they'll say, I don't want to be selfish, or I'm selfish with my time, or I'm selfish this person, or my spouse is selfish. And we toss around this word sort of free, willy-nilly, without really thinking about what it is. And the reason that this is sort of controversial and clients don't like it is that I force them to hold themselves accountable, and we have to start talking about boundaries. We talked a little bit about boundaries when I talked about the ego and the need for the skin and our home to create a boundary. But really what we need are psychological boundaries so that we can be safe in the world. And selfish creates uncomfortable feeling with people. Selfish in my model, the way that the guides explain it, is not what you think. Selfish is when we give more than our 48 to 52. And that people don't like. Your child lives in 0 and 100. I never drink, I'm a drunk. Simple example. The adult finds a way to have an adequate, normal amount of drinks without disrupting their life. 48 to 52. That's what we're working on in the model. So a lot of times, especially this happens with mothers, this happens with spouses, even in work relationships. Oh, I give so much. I overextend myself. Fourth chakra. Me, look how good I am. I'm living so much in the spirit. And the guides say, no, that is not selfish. We have to understand a basic tenet of this model. Every single thing we do, let's say 99%, so we're going to try to avoid the all or none language. 99% of what we do is guided by the subconscious and is for a reason. You want something from that situation, from that person. That's step number 3. What need does it fulfill? If I work hard and I overextend my work hours and don't ask for any pay, I'm asking for validation. I'm asking for applause. This is basic psychology. So we're not that compassionate. We're not that selfless. Let's get real with who we are, people. We're lower nature animals. We all like to get our way. We're power hungry egomaniacs. It's okay. We're on the road to self-acceptance so that then we really can be, the Gandhis and the Mother Teresas of the world. So selfish is defined as giving more than your 48 to 52. And self-worth is staying within your 48 to 52. So, I'm going to explain a little bit of what I call the system and the system tension. This is for the exercise model. There's different levels of certification. This comes from the level 2. And this is about how the system works. Any system is like a pie. And it can only have 100%. It is impossible for any system. My body, individual system. My marriage, a system. Any relationship, any system can only have 100%. It cannot have less. It cannot have more. That's it. In the system, there's like a point of tension. I call it the crack in the snow globe. It's what you were built upon. It's the initial point of conception. In relationship theory, I always ask clients, how did you guys meet? The story of how you meet tells me about the crack in the system. Okay, so those are some of the counseling skills that I use. So what does it have to do with the 48 to 52? If you were in a system with any other person, including yourself, but we'll sort of use the other to inform, and you give more than your 50%. Now, there are situations where your spouse might have surgery, where the person's running late, they need you to make dinner or do the laundry, normal sort of day in and day out activities. The guides account for that and they call it the 48 to 52 because any system needs some wiggle room. But if you give more than your 48 to 52, you are invading the other person's space. You are taking their space. Therefore, you're not letting them show up, and you're invading the part of the system that belongs to the other person. That's why we have a boundary. This is where I begin, and this is where you end. We have it with our skin. That's the purpose of the ego. So if you're giving more, oh my God, I cook for my son every night. Oh my God, my spouse never comes home, and I do all. We go into victim. We are not victims. If you believe in this model, one of the inherent tenets is karma, that you picked the situation that you're living in. It's sometimes hard to accept that, and that you create everything. However, that is built into the theory so that there is no victim that exists. So when you, for instance, I have a client who's an older woman, and she lives at her husband's house, at her son, Freudian slip. She lives at her son's house. They have Oedipus complex, so it was perfect. And she's constantly cooking and cleaning and doing his laundry, and then she comes here to that, oh my God, this and that. And I call her out on it. And I say, you are in victim mode. You like this. So I asked her, what need does it fulfill for you to be at your son's house all the time, cooking and cleaning for him and his wife? Well, then I'm not lonely. Well, then it validates me. Well, then I'm going to get love. So we aren't victims. When we give more than what we're supposed to give, and of course there are circumstances where it calls for it. This is in a generality. You are giving more than your 48 to 52. You are being selfish because you're letting the other person off the hook. You're not letting them show up for their life. You're not respecting your boundaries. Your ego is out to here because you're playing God. So the best way to be selfless is actually to put a boundary, to actually say no. For the parents that are listening, do you let your kid rule the roost and write all over the walls? No, you say no. You give them boundaries. You know that the boundary is the gift, the best gift you can give your kid. Why do we have stop signs? We have stop signs so we know that there could be a chance of an accident. If we don't stop, someone can come and ram into us. So those are boundaries. These are laws. This is what keeps us safe. Most people in my practice that come with safety issues, one of the issues, the basic needs that they never got, didn't have boundaries. They often had permissive parents. So they're really, really looking for boundaries, and oftentimes they're 0 to 100. They have excess of boundaries. They're so disciplined, which is the excess, the extreme of my parents gave me none. So they took their bad bucket and they swapped it. What is self-worth? Self-worth is staying within your 48 to 52. In the system, I only take what's mine. You don't eat all the food. Why do you have to do all the laundry? Why do you have to do all the cleaning? Why do you have to make all the money? Whatever your rules are for your system, those are just general examples. So in a relationship, if you are overexerting yourself, if you are doing too much, inevitably that will create resentment, hence a crack in the system. Stay in your boundary, say no, stay within your 48 to 52. It allows the other person to show up in their life, and it allows you to stay out of victim and honor your boundary. Thank you.